Syra was watching a television show about animals. How can they get the television camera so close to the tiger? She asked her dad. It's a wild animal. The man with the camera is using a hide, said Dad. It's like a little hut and the animals can't see him. I wish I had a hide so I could get close to the birds in the backyard, said Syra. Even when I feed them, they fly away. We can build a hide, said Dad. Then the birds will come up close to you. How can we build a hide? Asked Syra. We can use the large box the washing machine came in, said Dad. The box was just big enough for Syra to sit in. Dad cut a doorway on one side. Then he cut a window on the other side. When the door is shut, the birds won't be able to see you in the box, said Dad. Syra put some leaves on top of the box and some pot plants in front of it. Then she spread some breadcrumbs on the ground. She went back inside the house with Dad and they watched from the kitchen window. The birds sat in the trees and looked at the breadcrumbs. They didn't fly down to eat them right away. First, they looked around to make sure there was no danger. Then they flew down and ate the breadcrumbs. It works, cried Syra excitedly. She ran outside with more breadcrumbs and spread them in front of the hide. Then she crawled inside the hide and shut the door. Syra looked through the window. She could see the birds in the trees. They were looking at the breadcrumbs, but they didn't fly down to eat them. Syra waited and waited and waited, but the birds did not come down to eat the breadcrumbs. It doesn't work, Syra thought to herself. She got out of the hide and went inside. The hide doesn't work, Syra told her dad. But when they looked from the kitchen window, the birds were eating the breadcrumbs. Try it again and I'll watch from the kitchen, said Dad. Syra spread more breadcrumbs in front of the hide. Then she crawled into the hide again. Still, the birds did not come. Dad watched from the kitchen window. He smiled to himself and then went outside. It's no good. It doesn't work, said Syra as she crawled out of the hide. I know why it isn't working, said Dad. Syra looked around. Mano, she cried. Dad took the cat back into the house. Syra crawled back into the hide and watched the birds through the window. The birds flew out of the trees and began to eat the breadcrumbs. Syra was so close she could see their bright eyes and sharp beaks. She watched as they pecked the breadcrumbs. The next time, Syra took her camera.